Hello all, my name is Krish and welcome to my vlogging channel. So guys, today in this particular video, I'm going to tell you about my strategy to learn machine learning if I really wanted to start from fresh, right? Now remember guys, when I started learning machine learning, it was somewhere around 2013 and 14, I did not had a definite path. The path was quite complex over there because the materials were not available. I was not doing any kind of higher education. I had to be dependent on many of my friends who were doing their masters over there in the field of AI. I took a lot of help from them. And there was no specific pattern in learning. Like now you have a specific pattern. Many people, based on the content that is available, right, you will try to learn Python, and then you'll go step by step learning till the machine learning algorithms and deep learning algorithms, right? See, similarly you'll go like that and you'll try to solve that specific problem. But at that time when I was preparing, I did not had any specific pattern of learning. I used to just learn somewhere from the between, or somewhere from the end, and somewhere from the starting, try to combine it and try to have some specific knowledge of what I've actually done. But now today in this particular video, this video is really important for all the aspirants who are trying to learn data science, who want to get into data science. What should be the pattern that you should actually follow if you are starting from fresh? Trust me, with respect to this many years of experience that I have got, please make sure that you follow this particular pattern. Where you really need to focus, that also I'll be actually telling you. More focus needs to be given at that specific point of time on that specific part. Trust me, your learning will be very, very easy. Now, why I'm making this particular video? Because you will not waste unnecessary time, So initially when I started learning, guys, I was usually giving somewhere around 2 to 3 hours daily, and when I was learning in this 2 to 3 hours, sometimes I used to learn this, I used to learn that. So there was no some specific pattern. So because of that, my strategy of learning, or the amount of things that I was learning every day, was very, very less. And because of that, I took more time. And it is not like you'll be able to complete the entire machine learning. Machine learning will be a continuous learning as we go ahead. As you get new business problem statements, you will be solving new problem statements. But understand the techniques and patterns that you'll be using inside that will be almost same. Okay. So let's proceed. Let's start with the step by step, like what is the process that I will follow now if I really want to start from fresh. First of all, definitely Python programming language. Okay. Now in Python programming language, what all things I'll actually focus on? Definitely data structures. All the data structures like list, string, dictionaries, probably sets, tuples, all this kind of stuffs will be there. Why I have to learn this? Because all things will be very much necessary in data pre-processing. Data pre-processing, it is very, very much important, right? And trust me guys, from the entire life cycle of a data science project or a machine learning project, focus more on data pre-processing, because understanding algorithm now, because of the content that is available in the internet, and implementing those algorithms because of the sklearn library, it is very much easy. Okay. So what I would suggest you, focus more on the data pre-processing things. Now for the data pre-processing things, what all things you actually require? You really need to be good at Python. Okay. You really need to be good at all the data structures that you're using. You need to be good at understanding the data structures, what all things it is actually like, how you can actually use those data structure for some specific purpose. Okay. That is the most important thing. Okay, suppose I'm using list for a specific thing, how I can use as a list. If I really want to work with JSON data, then definitely I need to be good at dictionaries, So all these things are pretty much important. Okay, and again, if you think, no Krish, I just want to take the data set, apply a machine learning algorithm and get the model, trust me guys, that will not be sufficient, because in the real world project, it is completely different. In real world project, the complex data set that you will be getting, right? You'll be seeing that you'll be having multiple nested dictionaries or multiple nested JSON format, a live streaming kind of data will be coming over there. Not every data set will be in the form of tabular structure like CSV or Excel format. Okay. Trust me, initially, before I got the job, right, I was just practicing in Excel and CSV format. Okay. Later on, when I went to my first project, I was getting my live stream data in multi-nested JSON format. And just reading that particular data set and converting into some kind of data frames with the help of dictionaries was my major task, and I took so much time guys, because I had not practiced. Many people think that no, the data set will be in this particular format. So I'm telling you that try to focus. See, converting a multi-nested JSON into a data frame through dictionaries is an easy task if and only if you have practiced that kind of problem statement. Okay, and in the real world scenario, when you're getting live stream data, live IoT stream data, at that time the data will be quite complex. It will be a very dirty data. We basically say it as a raw data, and we really need to do a lot of cleaning process into that. And when we are doing cleaning process, guys, we really need to write a generic code, which will be applying for the entire data set. That is also a major problem for a data scientist who is actually working with data. That is the reason why we create bad data, good data, because sometimes what may happen, IoT devices may also not give you a good data itself, right? They may generate some kind of data, but they may give you in some specific format. So you really need to write a code which will be able to differentiate these things. And for this, really you need to be good at programming, that is Python, how you are actually working with the data. You need to have experience working with all the data structures in the Python, okay, because that will be helpful some or the other way, right? If I talk about dictionaries, whenever your data is in form of JSON, I'll definitely use dictionaries. This is one specific purpose of dictionaries, because all the values are in key value pairs over there, right? Now when you go to the next step, now see, you have cleaned the data completely, right? And cleaning, and trust me guys, if I talk about the life cycle of a data science project, basically we start with data collection. You will be getting some data from the IoT. The big data team will try to drop it in some kind of database, let it be AWS S3 bucket, okay? And now you will be reading that specific data, and you will be writing codes to clean that specific data so that you can give that specific thing to the model. So most of the life cycle that is involved over here after data collection is feature engineering, feature selection, EDA, feature engineering, feature selection. This three part, trust me, it will take more than 40% of an overall data science project time. Okay, entirely 40% of the overall data science project time will be this three tasks, where you really need to create an amazing pipeline, to basically make this particular format pretty much smooth. Then only you'll be able to give the data to your models and train it, right? That is the most important thing. So trust me guys, with respect to learning Python, data structures in Python, when I talk about this, I'm not talking about some different kind of data structures that we use in C++, or Java, but actually at least all the generic data structures like list, probably data frames, probably dictionaries, tuples, sets, right? All these things, because you may have to do join operation, you have to do filter operation, you have to do a lot of things. Okay, and these all things definitely you alone will not be able to do it. You'll also be requiring the product domain knowledge experience also, and you really need to communicate to them. Okay, you really need to have a communication with them. Now coming to the next stage. Now with respect to the machine learning algorithm, now suppose if you're good at this three stage, now when you go to the feature engineering, guys, there you see that how to handle the missing value. See, I also wasted a lot of time. Okay, initially when I was learning, suppose I want to treat a missing value, I used to just use one technique, by default replace all the missing values by mean. Then I started thinking, what are all the other possible ways, and I started exploring all the possible ways. Then I came to know about box plot, I came to know about IQR, I came to know about various things, how I can actually remove the outliers. Based on, after removing the outliers, what should be my mean value, what should be my median value, so different strategies I started collecting with respect to handling missing values. And then I also found out that which technique is basically used to handle what kind of missing values. Then I started learning about category features, how to handle category features. Initially I just used to use one-hot encoding. I used to think, okay, this is an easy work when I was learning machine learning, but I led to explore all these things when I started working in the real world project, because I was getting those kind of scenarios. So you really need to understand that what are the possible scenarios that may come to you. Now in handling category features, suppose I have a pin code feature. Okay, in pin code I may have so many number of categories. So how do I handle that? Then again started exploring multiple ways. Yes, I used a lot of materials and vlogs for that, probably Kaggle competition. Many people had actually used different techniques. I started collecting them together. I started uploading them in the GitHub. Later on, I started making videos in the YouTube, and this all was actually necessary to make my technique stronger. Because tomorrow, if I really want, and always remember guys, all the data science project will be following this life cycle only. In feature engineering, you have to handle missing values, you have to handle NaN values, missing and NaN are one and the same. You have to handle category features. You have to handle how proper formatted with respect to the data types you can do for the features. So all those techniques I practiced a lot. Okay, and this was when I had to come back to the step one. Initially, what I told you, right? I took the data set, applied a machine learning algorithm model, I got the accuracy, then I started dancing, yay, I got a very good accuracy, right? Then again, I had to come back 2 steps back. Okay, now if I'm getting this kind of data set, what is the process that I really need to follow? So feature engineering, many steps I learned it, guys. I started collecting many things. I started uploading many videos in respect to that. If you see my complete machine learning playlist, complete statistics playlist, complete feature engineering playlist, you will understand, guys, how many different techniques I've actually put over there, because in the real world scenario, you will get this all kind of techniques, right? This is very much important. Now coming to the machine learning algorithms, guys, as I said that, first of all, without understanding any machine learning algorithm, I just understood that it is a classification problem. I just applied the machine learning algorithm. I got some kind of accuracy. So one fine day, suppose if I have an imbalanced data set and I got 99% for the first time when I was learning, I was pretty much happy. I was jumping. Okay. And you may be thinking, Krish, what a fool you were. I was, because I was learning at that time, right? Okay. With respect to imbalanced data set, if you get 99% accuracy also, you are having a very bad model. Okay. You really need to think with respect to different parameters like false positive, false negative. Then I started exploring more. I started understanding different performance metrics. I started understanding based on ROC AUC curve, what should the probability value with respect to the domain that I have to take in order to solve a specific problem. And as I kept on learning, I started collecting materials. I started creating my own materials. I started uploading more and more videos. See, guys, I've never been spoon fed. I really tried to learn multiple things by my own, and then only I was able to learn it. Okay. And now if you follow all this particular strategy efficiently, trust me, your learning will become very easy, very smooth, and very strict pattern you'll be having. If you are able to spend 2 to 3 hours daily, you will be able to gain some good momentum in this particular field, so that tomorrow if you get a new domain problem also, you will be able to solve it. Okay. And again, I'm telling you guys, always take a complex data set and start working on it. Okay. Then model creation. In model creation, machine learning algorithms, right? 2 things I just did. I understood the basics of those algorithms, how those algorithms actually work. I kept on trying. In the first instance, you'll not be able to understand everything about that particular model or machine learning algorithm. It will take time. You really need to put a lot of efforts in with respect to learning. Okay. And once you learn some amount, and then after learning a specific algorithm only, I started doing practical implementation. Then I started with linear regression. Always start in this particular pattern, guys. Linear regression, logistic regression, then go with decision tree, then complete all the ensemble techniques. Okay. Then go with naive Bayes, SVM. So this is the pattern that I followed with respect to learning the algorithms. But always remember, learn, first of all, understand about that specific algorithm, and basically the maths part of that algorithm, and don't think of implementing that from scratch by using NumPy array and all. sklearn is there, guys. Our main aim is to solve business problems of the companies, so I don't have to worry about creating from scratch and all. Okay, tomorrow if you're probably planning for research, definitely do it from scratch. But if you're just interested in getting a data science job, a citizen data scientist job, trust me, just try to implement with sklearn. Now once you understand the maths and do the implementation, guys, you will be able to learn about the parameters that which you can actually hyperparameter tune it. So that is the important reason why you really need to have a theoretical understanding. In 2 ways it can actually help you. One is hyperparameter tuning, and second is basically the data science interviews. In all the data science interviews, they will ask you the maths, how this specific algorithm is basically implemented. Then obviously after this, probably you do the machine learning deployment. In deployment, you just need to have a knowledge of cloud, and then you probably do the deploy, create an API, use some Flask framework, and create an end-to-end application. Just that is the strategy. And Flask and all, I also learned later on when I was able to develop some efficient modeling, because that particular model needs to be done productionized, right? And then I started also learning an end-to-end deployment. So this is the strategy that you should definitely focus on. First steps, let me just make it very much clear. Focus on Python programming language. Try to complete all the data structures. Focus on also on the OOPS concepts, because that will actually help you in the end-to-end structures. And focus on the life cycle part. See, guys, take a complex data set. complex, very dirty data set and try to do some pre-processing and keep it right. In feature engineering, most of the tasks try to see different strategies, how to handle missing values, how to handle categorical data set, how to handle outliers, how to handle imbalanced data set, or what are the different types of stratified sampling, all those techniques. Okay. Then you go with the feature selection, how you have to basically again find out multiple ways to find out like which all features are actually important, which all features are not important. And then model creation and model hyperparameter tuning is more about learning the theoretical part and understanding the algorithm. So I hope you like this particular video. Again guys, if you're planning to start fresh, please make sure that you follow this particular pattern. You can also follow my playlist of machine learning playlist, stats playlist, and feature engineering playlist. So in my next video, I'll also be talking about how you should basically go ahead and studying deep learning also. Okay, if you are starting from fresh. So I'll see you all in the next video. Have a great day. Thank you, one all. Bye bye.